Hi, Claire. It's so nice to see you. Thank you for taking time to have this wonderful chat about mogul skiing and representing Ireland. And just do a quick little interview, about four major questions, but we'll have a free flow. If something else comes up, that's cool too. But let's tell everyone about mogul skiing and about you and who you are. And I understand we're talking to you in Whistler, correct?
Yeah, that's right. So I'm based in Whistler for my training, and we're currently doing a few weeks here before the World Championships in March.
Great. And then, so, Ireland's not known for being a winter sport capital, I should say. And so, just curious, what's your biggest challenge has been in pursuing a sport like mogul skiing, and how has representing Ireland shaped your journey?
Yeah, that's a great question. Ireland's not at all known for winter sports. We only have a few athletes at the World Cup and Olympic level. And in fact, the heads of our association, many of them began as instructors on a grass slope, so didn't even have access to snow. Um, so being an athlete that hasn't grown up living and breathing skiing and being on skis since they could walk, like many of my competitors, that has been a big hurdle and challenge for me to overcome because skiing's a sport of experience. Every single course and event we go to is different in some way by the design of the course, by the weather conditions, and you want to be able to be that athlete who arrives and goes, hey, I've seen this before. I know that I can approach this and be successful. So personally, as an athlete who hasn't seen everything before, and a lot of these experiences are new for me, that's been a real hurdle to push myself to catch up to the rest of the field and really embrace the challenge, teach myself that, yeah, this is a high risk scenario, but I cannot allow myself to be threatened by it. I have to go after it and build these experiences for myself.
Yeah. It's just mind-boggling when you think about it. I think about what you said. Every terrain is different, and not like any other sport. Skiing is the one that everything can be so different. Like if it's tennis or swimming or basketball, it's always the same court, the same water, the same pool. I mean, I know some pools have different things, but it's not like your moguls could be different, your weather could be different. I mean, it's such I would think it's just a very big challenge, and it sounds like you're handling it remarkably. So another question, the Olympics are the ultimate goal for many athletes. What does qualifying for Team Ireland mean to you? And how do you mentally prepare for the pressure at competing at that level?
That's a great question. Qualifying for the games would be such an incredible honor, particularly to be on that stage and represent a country who has given so much to me. So I think you can hear by my accent, I wasn't born and raised in Dublin, but I did come from a very rich Irish cultural family. So my grandparents ran the St. Patrick's Day parades through the Australian cities, and I used to ride on a horse and carriage. And actually, where I grew up in Brisbane, the street names are now in Gaelic in commemoration of the Irish community that my grandparents built. So it was really part of my blood since birth. And when it came to the time to enter the international stage and decide whether I wanted to pursue the Irish or the Australian route, I really felt pulled to those family ties and connection I do have in Ireland. And despite my different upbringing and my different accent, the Irish community and the Irish sports community has really embraced me with open arms. And I think that's just such a perfect reflection of the Olympic ideals of friendship and community and creating this global culture of excellence. So being able to be an ambassador and spokesperson for those values for a country that has given so much to me would be such an honor.
I think that's lovely. Um, in your, I'm just, when you were talking, I was thinking, I can just see the opening day parade of the Olympics, and you'll be the one Irish person carrying a flag. You know, sometimes you see that with some countries, they only have like one or two people versus
For
like,
sure.
but
Funnily enough, we do actually, in all of our snow sports in Ireland, we do actually have a contingent of about 50 athletes. So not all of them will qualify for the games, but it just goes to show we are a country that loves our sports and loves getting involved globally. And even though we're small, we are competitive.
I love it. All right, so number three, pursuing an Olympic dream comes with sacrifices, training, travel, and balancing personal life. What has been the hardest sacrifice that you've had to make, and what keeps you motivated?
It's interesting because the opportunity to pursue this life as an athlete gives so much back and so much growth and so many opportunities that I think the cliche of saying athletes make sacrifices is almost a little negated because it is incredibly tough. I mean, if I knew how hard it would be to pursue an Olympic dream when I started, I don't know if I would have started. It's incomparable to anything I've experienced. But what it's given back, I have no regrets or feel like I've missed out on anything in my life. I am putting my studies on hold. I'm incredibly passionate about my academics and I hope to pursue a future career as a doctor. So it is tough for me to say, hey Claire, your brain has to focus on developing skiing right now and we can't pursue a full load of study. But to me, that's something that's always going to be there after I finish my life in sport. The life of an athlete is finite and I'm really embracing the now right now.
Wow. I mean, I totally get it and it makes complete sense, but it is a lot to sacrifice, you know. I'm curious about when do you find out your Olympic path? What's next? What do you have to do next? Just kind of give us the rundown of how this all unfolds.
Sure. So it goes right up our qualification period until pretty much the last event before the games. So we won't know until February 2026 when the games are being held. For mogul skiing, it's a pretty tough sport to qualify for because not only do you have to qualify for your own country, but they actually only take the top 30 athletes in the world. So you look at some of the other winter disciplines where you may have 100 or more alpine races. But for us, only the top 30 can go, and that makes it very competitive. So while you may qualify for your country, that also automatically doesn't mean you qualify for the games itself. So that process will run all the way up to the games, and yeah, people are going to be fighting pretty hard for those last points.
Well, do you know where you'll be doing your qualifying runs?
Yeah, so our qualification is taken from our World Cup tour, the FIS Freestyle World Cup tour, and we have about 12 events each year in different locations. So the final events for this year will be Livigno in Italy, and then the World Championships in St. Moritz, Switzerland. And then beginning the following season, so 2025, November, December, we'll start in Scandinavia and then move through into Europe. So a lot of travel coming up.
No, I can hear that. No wonder you have to put studies aside.
Yeah.
Well, my last question has to do with Colorado. And I'm wondering, have you ever had the joy of skiing in Colorado?
I have been lucky enough once. So during COVID, when all the borders shut down, Colorado was the only place I could access to get on snow. So I only had a few days of skiing. I think it was 3 before we booted out, but I've always wanted to come. I know that there's a lot of big mogul skiing clubs in Colorado where many of the US team athletes come out. So it would also be fun to come check those out.
Well, I did my little research, and it says that you'll find mogul runs all over Crested Butte Mountain. And if you're looking for a long run, they said to check out Cristo, Twister, and Jokerville, and the fantastic bump runs over Silver Queen Express. So I'm just saying that when you're ready, you just give Michelle a call, and she's going to get you up on that mountain and watch you. I don't know if she's going to take the moguls, but her husband might. We'll just see. You know, I think it could be, you'd have a great time, and then I know they'd love to host you.
Oh, and I'm sure it sounds like many mogul skiers are coming out of there then too, with how many training runs they have.
Absolutely. Well, Claire, thank you so much. I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate this, and how well I hope that you'll have a great success in the busy coming traveling months and do great. Yeah, I'm so proud of you. Being half Irish, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, Pat. It's been amazing speaking to you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.